And so I have a little thought here. I call it politics versus leadership. Let's talk about it for a second. Number one, politicians focus on programs, not vision. Number two, politicians' priority is securing the next election, not securing the next generation. Their focus is different. Number three, politicians are preoccupied with promises, not purpose. So they make you promises, right? We'll provide jobs for you. That's a promise. We'll provide free education for your children. That's a promise. We will cut taxes. That's a promise. We will give free high school diplomas, and we will give free college tuition. Promises. They never talk about purpose. And purpose is the foundation of leadership. Number four, politicians think of the next election all the time. Anytime you talk to them, they're thinking about, how can I secure my seat? They will do anything you want them to do. This is why the fringe groups in your society are having such an effect. You got 10% of the population of your country making 80% of the laws because they probably got 90% of the resources. In other words, politics is for sale. It's not for leadership. What we need is statesmen. Stateswomen. We don't need more politicians. A statesman is an interesting human. A statesman think of the next generation. You know, I had an opportunity to speak to Ambassador Andrew Young yesterday, and we were chatting on the phone, you know, and he and I have become good friends. As a matter of fact, I think he's planning to be here tonight to be with me, and it'll be good for you to hear him talk a little bit. But when you talk to a guy like this, he's a statesman. He thinks about the history all the time. He thinks about how the history affects the children that are unborn and whether they will appreciate what happened. That's a statesman. He thinks about heritage and destiny. Wow, that's a rare leader. By the way, this list can be applied to pastors because most pastors are politicians. I call them spiritual politicians. The list is the same. They are concerned about staying a pastor more than they are about making you the future pastor. They protect the pulpit from you. They actually lie on God by saying things like, don't touch God's anointed. I wonder what they mean by that. It's a ploy to threaten you. Don't touch me, even if I'm wrong. Always remember that King Saul was fired before he left the company. That's a deep statement. So we need help, don't we, in leadership right now. Everything I've said, I see you nodding your heads because you know someone right in your environment that lines up with those lists, right? Yeah, that tells you that you are a smart person. You already know something was wrong. I just told you what they are.
Yep, you did.